President Joe Biden is today touring some of the hard-hit areas of North Carolina and some other locations that were hit really hard by the recent hurricane, where lots of flooding has happened and a lot of American people are hurting, and lots of needs now that people are having. And of course, one of the things that's great about this country is we take care of our people. Yeah, but do we take care of our people? Because while we certainly see that there's a great need in America, and this issue with the hurricane and the disaster that has struck is made it prevalent, and it's right in front of our face. But there's a whole bunch of other needs that are present in the United States that aren't being met, and I wonder why. We had the Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, is warning that the Federal Emergency Management Association doesn't have enough funding to last through the hurricane season. So he's saying, hey, we don't have enough money. So either somebody's not going to get fed or not going to get the help that they need, or I guess you'll have to find some more money. Well, isn't that a little strange? How is it that the United States, the most powerful nation on the planet, the most incredible country and the greatest military in the history of the world, doesn't have money for our own people, even for an emergency situation? Where is our money going? Do you realize in just the last 7 days, we have secured an additional $8.7 billion for Israel. We have secured an additional $8 billion for Zelensky's war plan. And we've given a record almost $600 million for support for Taiwan. Now, what sense does it make that we keep giving all this military assistance and all of these hard-earned tax dollars that we allegedly bring in from the American people to send it everywhere else? At the same time, we don't have enough money to take care of our own people. I mean, I think I saw that the current budget that was passed by the United States, or the continuing resolution, had $20 billion for FEMA, which apparently isn't enough. That's just to get them through the rest of the year. So he says, no, we still need more just to take care of the needs we have right now. And why is that hard? I mean, why have we sent all of these billions of dollars? And listen to Ukraine itself. It's probably close to $200 billion. And then, of course, you add in all the money that came in from Europe. But I'm talking about the money that came from us, from our pockets. Hundreds of billions of dollars keep going to Ukraine to fight a war, as you certainly know if you've watched our channel for any amount of time, is unwinnable. So we're giving money to a cause that can't succeed, while we don't have enough money for our people in our country who have a need right now. What sense does that make? What is going on with our country right now? And look, even from a larger perspective, when you're looking at this money that we're spending, I mean, we have absolutely lost even the desire to have a negotiated settlement or to feature diplomacy. Look, here's one of the things. It turned into a dirty word, but the way it's been bastardized is harmful to us. We need to get back to the point to where diplomacy is your first recourse, because just think, it's so rational and logical. It is much better to solve problems at the lowest cost possible to provide the greatest benefit possible for the United States, whether that's national security, whether that's economic issues, or any other category of things. If we can solve things at the lowest level, that is 100% better than just saying we're not even going to try to solve this. We're going to try and compel and force everyone everywhere. Need any proof? What are we doing in Ukraine for the last 2.5 years? Have we even attempted a negotiated settlement? No, we haven't. The only thing we say is we will, quote, support Ukraine for as long as it takes for them to win on the battlefield. But there is no victory on the battlefield to be had. So you are throwing money hand over fist to a country in Europe that cannot succeed, and that money is zero sum, folks. Once it's gone, it's gone. And it is literally like shoveling it down a hole or into a furnace just to be burned. You might as well do that, because then you get some heat out of it. Because all we're building for ourselves is more insecurity. Russia's getting stronger because of the threat that posed to them. So you're not even weakening Russia anymore. You had a chance for that. but we have forgotten and in fact rejected outright any possibility of negotiated settlement, anything that is even attempted to end that war at the lowest cost possible. Right now, we are literally on the verge, and it could come even as early as tonight, the expanded war in the Middle East. We could all too easily get drawn into a war because instead of even talking about a negotiated settlement, we are just doing nothing but more funneling in more cash, another $8.7 billion. And that's on top of, I don't remember the number off the top of my head. I think it was 14 billion or something that we had previously given Israel to, on top of the 3.8 billion that we give them every year to fight the war that they, the pointless operation in the Gaza Strip, which also doesn't have a military solution. And they're, instead of even trying to bring that one to an end, we have been pleading, at least publicly, for a ceasefire so that we can find a negotiated settlement. But now then we see revealed in Politico a couple of days ago that actually that's just a bunch of nonsense. That's just words, because behind the scenes in the administration, we've been telling Israel, yeah, go ahead, continue on, go into Lebanon even, go against Hezbollah on the ground, launch another invasion here. Don't worry about a ceasefire. Certainly don't worry about a negotiated settlement. Just keep on going militarily. So we claim that, and then simultaneous with that, we send in a second aircraft carrier strike group into the area. So we say with our mouth, we're looking for a de-escalation. We're trying to prevent this from going a wider war, while at the same time we enable Israel militarily to be able to fight. Because those folks, if you're not clear on this, that aircraft carrier strike group is there for one primary purpose and one secondary purpose. The primary purpose is to, again, like they did last April, use our air power to shoot down ballistic missiles that may come from Iran towards Israel, and especially in reaction to whatever Israel is about to do to Iran. So there's a reaction expected. The secondary reason is potentially for us to enter the war for Israel, to fight on their behalf. So you're sending them a lot of cash, and you're sending them our armed forces themselves, which, by the way, the operations themselves also cost a great deal of money, which is not even talked about right now, but could get us drawn into a war. No effort of any sort, actual effort, actions I'm talking about, to prevent this from going wider. And we have every leverage in the world. Those aircraft carrier strike groups should leave. If those things sailed out of the water and went back into their home ports or anywhere that it's in America's national security interests, then Israel would have to go, yeah, hang on. Before we take any action that could spawn an attack that we can't handle, we better change course and seek a negotiated settlement, try diplomacy. That's what they would do. That's what any nation does. They look at their assets and their resources, and they think the potential that they may want to try and accomplish. And if they don't, if the ends and means don't line up, then you have to change the ends to match whatever means you do have. But if you think you have Uncle Sugar over your shoulder, who's just going to keep shoveling cash to you every time you ask for it, and is going to give you the United States Armed Forces to act as an extension of the Israeli forces, then you're going to have a lot bigger appetite, and you're going to be willing to take a lot bigger risks. So this is a double-edged sword here, and both of them are cutting against American interests. On the one hand, we spend so much money sending it to all these other people to fund and facilitate wars, and we're not spending money to take care of our own people. So on the one hand, because of these foolish decisions and the almost unwillingness to even use diplomacy, we're increasing the risk that we get sucked into a war which would harm our national security. And at the same time, we're harming our own people because we're not providing the money that we need to take care of them in an emergency, for crying out loud. This should not be hard. This should be an easy thing. But folks, open your eyes. Open your eyes and start making your voice heard. I mean, even if you're sending text messages, emails, you're attaching this video to your representatives, whatever it has to do, make your voice heard and say, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you risking our security and risking the lives of our armed forces in wars that should never be fought by us, and not providing help for our people at home that need it right now. I'm sick and tired of this, and I hope you are too, because it's time for us to start doing something about this. Do whatever you can within your area of opportunity here. Whatever assets you have, whether it's social media or anything else, we have to do something to make our voice heard, to make sure that we're not going to be silent and just continue to let you put our security at risk and to harm our people at home. I mean, it's the worst of all worlds. And listen, this is not just a ding on the Biden administration, though they're in charge right now. This is a prevalent problem that's been going across all parties and all administrations for a while now. It's time to start prioritizing taking care of our people and elevating diplomacy to solve global problems at the lowest possible cost and the greatest benefit to America. Why is that hard? I don't know, but it seems to be lost on all the elite in this country. And that's another reason why I'm not for the elite and I am for the American people and the regular people just like you. Thank you very much for it. I know it's been a short show today, but this is something really on my heart, and I think it's important to put out there. Thanks very much, and we'll see you on the next episode of Daniel Davis Deep Dive.